What's going on, Knicks fans? It's KNYT here, and listen, the Knicks are now on a 4-game winning streak. They're playing their best basketball in weeks, and yet the Giannis trade rumors are getting louder by the hour. Karl-Anthony Towns' name is back in reports, and now there's even chatter about whether there's some hard feelings that still exist behind the scenes from last summer. So the question becomes this: are the Knicks actually gearing up for a blockbuster, or are they finally committing to riding this thing out and seeing what this group really is? Because I'm going to be quite honest with you from the jump, I highly doubt the Knicks pull off a Giannis trade at this deadline, and today I want to explain why that is, while also breaking down what actually matters right now for this team. Before we even get into rumors, we gotta start with what just happened on the floor. The Knicks went into Toronto last night without Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson and still took care of business. And of course on a second night of a back-to-back, but now they're 29-18, winners of 4 straight, and that Raptors game might have just been the most encouraging one yet. Then Mikal Bridges with 30 points, 12 for 15 shooting, 4 for 6 from 3, and 24 points in the second half. That was elite. And then there's Cat. Yeah, only 8 points, and yes, the offensive struggles are still real, but he grabbed 22 rebounds, made multiple high-level passes, battled defensively, and impacted the game without scoring. That matters because this team is finding ways to win even when things are not perfect, and that's what real contenders do. And the next 2 games include Friday versus Portland at MSG and Sunday versus the Lakers at MSG. This is a moment for momentum. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors are real. Yes, the Knicks have been linked, and yes, teams around the league believe Milwaukee is at least listening. But here is where I want to slow everybody down. If Giannis is moved by the February 5th deadline, I do not think the Knicks are the favorite. And the reason is simple: the Bucks reportedly want a blue chip prospect, not just picks. And that, along with lack of picks, is the problem for New York, but they do not have that one crown jewel young prospect that immediately beats out other offers. If I had to bet on a deadline deal, I still think it's unlikely, but Miami makes way more sense. Think about what they can offer: Khalil Ware, a good young prospect with high potential; Tyler Hero, Wisconsin native; Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, Pele Larson, and plus multiple first-round picks. That's a cleaner, more traditional reset package for Milwaukee. Now, New York's path to get Giannis has always felt like more of an off-season move. When more picks are unlocked, more teams get involved, and salaries become easier to maneuver. Which is why I do not expect any fireworks next week. Now, this is where things get interesting. Reports have surfaced that Karl-Anthony Towns may still have some lingering frustration stemming from last summer when his name came up in Giannis discussions. And look, that's human, but nobody likes finding out that they were almost traded. But here's the reality: the Knicks cannot afford Cat being emotionally checked out. They don't need him to score 30 every night, but they do need consistent effort, defensive engagement, confidence offensively, and buy-in when his shot is not falling. And to Cat's credit, the Raptors game showed growth. He did not sulk, he did not disappear, he still impacted the game. That's the version of Cat that this team needs every night. But if the Knicks are sticking with this group past the deadline, and everything suggests that they still are, then the ceiling of this season depends on him. And honestly, this is where Mikal Bridges completely changed the tone. After dropping 30 last night, Mikal said this, quote, "I think I was not coachable enough. Maybe I felt too entitled. I had to talk to myself, be coachable, be the best teammate I could be, and let the basketball speak for itself." You see, that quote is powerful. That's not a guy worried about trade rumors. That's a guy taking accountability. And then he went out and let the basketball speak for itself. And if you're wondering whether players are tuning out the noise, that answers it. Mikal did not ask for a trade. He did not leak frustration. He looked in the mirror and responded with his best game in weeks. That's leadership, that's culture, and that's exactly why I believe the Knicks are leaning towards staying the course. So where does this leave us? I don't think the Knicks are panicking. I don't think they're forcing a Giannis deal, and I do not think that they're gutting this roster at the deadline. I think they're going to continue doing exactly what James Dolan said that they're going to do a few weeks ago in an interview. See what this group is in the playoffs. If it works, great. No moves need to be made in the offseason. But if it does not, then the offseason becomes a real pivot point. But for right now, the Knicks are winning. Defense is actually being played. The locker room looks engaged, and key players are responding the right way. And the only thing that can derail this is internal, not external, which is why the focus has to be on Cat locking in emotionally, Mikal continuing this level of play, and this team building momentum at MSG. But I want to hear from you. Do you want the Knicks to stay the course, or should they swing big anyway? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.